one day, all this will be over. The war to end all wars will be won by one side or the other. The guns will rust, grass will grow, and there'll be nothing left of any of this. The land will heal itself, as everything does in the end. We'll be long gone by then, but maybe not forgotten. History only remembers 1 in 1,000 of us. And the future will be filled with stories of who we were and what we did, how we lived, how we fought, and how we died. When this is all over and the war is won, they will remember us. But until that day comes, we will stand. We will look death in the eye. And we will fight.
And with that, we finish our Lost Generation series, I'll call it. And soon we're going to be moving on to World War II with the Greatest Generation. I would like to say that it has been said that both of these wars should be looked at as the same war, because the end of the First World War is the direct cause for the beginning of the Second. And it's easy to play these games and think of it as a game because that's all we know. But when you actually think, at least for me, when you actually sit there and you think, somebody went through this, somebody actually did this, it's a real somber moment, and it's very humbling, to me at least, that these men, and some women, although historically mostly not, but some women, gave their lives for, well, in the First World War they gave it for almost nothing. But despite that, they should still be remembered as heroes. Both sides, every last one of them, heroes. Even if they were misguided with some idea of national pride. Almost 250 people died every hour. Do you even know 250 people? Let's say you know at most 250 people. Every hour, they all die. Every single hour, every single person that you know is dead. 15 people a second. Do you have 15 people in your family? Probably not, but let's say you have a giant family of 15 people. Every second, they are all dead. That's insane to think about for me, because a lot of these were kids. First of all, a lot of these kids went out thinking they were going to be heroes, thinking they were going to save the world, conquer every mountain, be like in the stories that they would have heard, be the ones they write poems about, write songs about. But a lot of them died. And now every veteran from the Lost Generation is dead. They call it the Lost Generation, not because we're like, oh, they disappeared, we don't know where to find them, but it's because their opportunity, their worth was lost in that war. Their lives were lost. Even the ones that survived, what are you going to do after that? After you've seen the very worst of humanity, what do you do after? It's crazy. Literally an entire generation off to war. And it was only a few decades later that another generation was sent. The second time, World War I, Part 2, there was an evil to face, the Nazi Empire. And they were evil, okay? Nazis are evil. And I'm not saying individually each one of them, because they suffer just like any one of us. Well, not high command. High command and most of the SS were, don't count as people. But the common soldier would have been conscripted. They were all poor just 2 years before. I mean, Germany didn't pay off the World War I reparations until like 2008. That's a lot of money. And what happens when everyone's poor and starving is dictators. They are partially responsible for allowing the rise of Hitler, but you're poor, you have no food, and someone comes along and says, I'm gonna give you a lot of money. You're gonna have your own farm. You're gonna have space. You're gonna be happy. You're gonna be like, yeah, okay, whatever. And that's why I'm excited. It looks like the Battlefield 5 is gonna have a campaign with a German tanker, with a Nazi tanker. And I'm excited because you never see that side of the war, because they're always dehumanized. And I dehumanize them all the time. I even have a tattoo that says, kill fascists, because I truly believe that we should. But that doesn't rob the individual soldier of the honor they brought themselves for their sacrifice. That's all I wanted to say. I know that was kind of serious. Just rest in peace, all the veterans.
When I was a young man, I carried my pack, and I lived the free life of a rover. From the Murray's green basin to the dusty outback, I waltzed my Matilda all over. Then in 1915, my country said, son, it's time to stop rambling, 'cause there's work to be done. So they gave me a tin hat and they gave me a gun, and they sent me away to the war. And the band played Waltzing Matilda as we sailed away from the quay. And amidst all the tears and the shouts and the cheers, we sailed off for Gallipoli. How well I remember that terrible day when the blood stained the sand and the water, and how in that hell that they call Suvla Bay, we were butchered like lambs at the slaughter. Johnny Turkey was ready, he primed himself well, he showered us with bullets and he rained us with shells, and in 5 minutes flat he'd blown us all to hell, nearly blew us right back to Australia. And the band played Waltzing Matilda as we stopped to bury our slain, and we buried ours and the Turks buried theirs, and it started all over again. Now those who were living did their best to survive in that mad world of dust, blood and fire. And for 7 long weeks I kept myself alive, all the corpses around me piled higher. Then a big Turkish shell knocked me arse over tits. And when I awoke in my hospital bed and saw what it had done, Christ, I wished I was dead. Never knew there were worse things than dying. And no more I'll go on, sing Matilda, to the green bushes so far and near. For the hang tens and pegs, a man needs two legs. No more waltzing Matilda for me. So they collected the cripples, the wounded and maimed, and they shipped us back home to Australia. The legless, the armless, the blind and insane, those proud wounded heroes of Sufla. And as our ship pulled into Circular Quay, I looked at the place where me legs used to be, and thank Christ there was nobody waiting for me to grieve and to mourn and to pity. And the band played Waltzing Matilda as they carried us down the gangway, but nobody cheered. They just stood and stared, and they turned their faces away. And now every April I sit on my porch and I watch the parade pass before me. I see my old comrades, how proudly they march, reliving the dreams of past glory. I see the old men all twisted and torn, the forgotten heroes of a forgotten war. And the young people ask me, what are they marching for? And I ask myself the same question. And the band plays Waltzing Matilda, and the old men still answer the call. But year after year, their numbers get fewer. Someday no one will march there at all. Waltzing Matilda, Waltzing Matilda, ooh, go a waltzing Matilda with me.
everyone saw your boner even though you thought you hid it.